Okay. Let's start journaling. Oops. The trades we took today while I was at work. So, yeah, you can do it. It's not an excuse. Maybe not early on, but when you have this much level of experience, it's not that hard to do it, honestly. So let's see. We had a DAX buy at first. I'm gonna gradually show you each one. We're gonna study. We're gonna write. We're gonna take notes, review the session, and yeah, review the sesh, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do. So we just had very high resistance prices. We're just gonna get straight into it. No overthinking. No bullshit or ring because it's just gonna be useless. I need a new journal because now I have a lot of trades and it's very hard for me to keep track of all of them, right? And yeah, I need a new structure. I don't need. I should probably create a template first, yeah, just to make my job easier, honestly. This is 50 minute. This is 1 minute. Oops. 1 minute context. I would say just conclusion, honestly. Conclusion. Boom. Okay. So we're gonna call this, I don't know, template, I guess, or whatever the fuck. Can I do this? Boom. Maybe in trades database, I guess. New template. Oops. DAX. Conclusion. Conclusion. Please. Please, the man. Damn. Notion is so fucking weird. I've been working on my app. Maybe I'm gonna do that in the stream as well, and I'm gonna do it more soon since I get a subscription with it, and we're gonna be able to do more work. But yes, I think that's fine now. Fucking DAX UK. I trade 4 pairs now, which is interesting. I went lower in pairs, and now I'm not really trading. Not really trading Euro USD anymore. So I only trade indices. I do really much love like London indices. I love them. I love my Nasdaq as well. Honestly, it's just recently that I started trading Nasdaq and USD. I've been doing decent on them. I think they're pretty clean. They once you get used to them, they're not much different from DAX. But DAX and UK are just better pairs than even Nasdaq, honestly. And I'm not exaggerating in any way. So let's try and delete some of the useless drawings. I don't want to keep my trades usually, but sometimes it gets too much because I have so many trades. I think that they opened at around here, maybe. Higher time frame context, we did have a bit of resistance here. I didn't expect us to rally this early on, and we had higher time frame resistance. So interesting. I traded against it, maybe because yeah, we had so many mitigations before. Yeah, I did trade against it, but yeah. So I'm just gonna note that did trade against higher time frame resistance. Maybe we should be drawing, I guess. Yeah, I think it's something useful to draw just because we're studying. As I said, then we need to be studying pretty much almost every time frame and just breaking down price action. So this is just like a clear fucking range or resistance, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it RMC. We had multiple mitigations, right? This was first, this was second, it got cleared. We failed in 10th. And then we start inversing higher. We did struggle a lot here again because we are still kind of relatively fighting that resistance, but we were overall chill, and then we just rallied back to a lower time frame and maybe this king high. And yeah, FVG almost fully filled with the FVG inversion. We kind of end up holding this very small breaker through here, so that's interesting. But we had clearance. That's most important. What matters, clearance means basically fighting off the reaction of the consolidation and seeing a reaction lower and then that reaction failing. That means the consolidation got cleared of its orders, right? uh, Clean clearance, multiple mitigations of hard time frame resistance, so was not even that worried about it because we had many opportunities to tap orders and clear the resistance. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We had a reaction, we rated lows, bottom of the range not really, um bottom of the range not really resistant. We hold interesting breaker, I guess, and we had a nice sell side raid. Yeah, I'm still gonna keep 1 hour, just smaller 1 hour. I mean, more recent 1 hour. It's interesting. I would have I think that's what I was thinking about. I don't know exactly what I draw early on towards. I think highs, but I'm not sure. Normally, I would probably still draw lower to see like a deeper mitigation of this consolidation. I don't know if I drew anywhere exactly. I do want to try and remember that. Where was I drawing for the sesh? Pretty much. That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't fully remember what was I doing exactly. I mean, it's just a clean like sell side raid. That's instant thing. We have also sell side raid here, don't get me wrong, which might be why this was riskier to target, and this we want this to be our main liquidity target, which it was, and we struggle a lot to form this inversion throughout the day. I think we took a trade right on this inversion on this bullish gap, so coincidentally, it, oh no, this was yesterday. Today is over here to the left. So still, yeah, we had that high printed, and we had another inversion here. This was just like a very pivotal point in the range. I wouldn't even care about this, not this. That's just what's interesting and kind of pretty serious trendline liquidity here. I don't know if I would be worried about it, but we had my trade failure lower, so we rejected intent on the previous day. As I said, I would have expected us to come deeper into this, but we just hold like maybe the rejection block is what we can call it. It's a rejection block. I didn't expect for us to hold a rejection block and throw out like the middle of the range is just pretty much battling also like hard time frame resistance. This was just a day where I wouldn't care about that hard time frame resistance. Just because we failed intent, I would have expected if that intent maybe played out yesterday and we saw a deeper pull lower, then I would maybe look for these buys. Interesting. These buys weird. It's interesting. It's weird. I still don't know exactly why I drew higher. I do know. I do not know for London where I drew, but for New York I know why I was drawing higher. Like it's New York I traded, London I didn't trade. One thing I want to know is interesting that we do not draw lower towards rejection block. Oh, towards midpoint of resistance, technically more relevant area, but we hold the rejection block top of the range. It might make sense here because I think some pretty big like sellers were in here that push price lower and then they just got mitigated on break even. That's why they hold. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Even more recent PA was very choppy. I think the reason why I was doing that because I just saw a lot of resistance build up lower here and also top of the range, so I was still, I don't know exactly, I think it just was like straight up intuitive. I'm just drawing higher when, yeah, just a lot of resistance, pretty strong low. This looks lower resistance here. If we draw lower we have all this. It's interesting. It's hard. It was hard PA to read and somehow I still read it. That's why I love lower time frames, not gonna lie. Just chop, honestly, just chop. I don't think I want to break down PA. I can break down like this. I know we had the high, so I instantly was drawing higher. I do want to kind of break down PA here on what exactly I did, because I don't remember what I saw. Oops, we don't have that. I'm gonna do it just now. So we had our failed intent, and then we had, yeah, it just looked like, I think it looked like an RMC, and we had these massive lows taken here. We had failed intent or rejection block again, or rejection area. I guess we can call it, yeah, sell side inversion, intent higher, and then this is just liquidity, honestly, compared to, yeah, and then we had just had Asia generate again, just RMC once again, and then we intend throw London just opens very overextended. We do have an initial reaction here because the rejection block is pretty strong, and then we start breaking. I think we came back to mitigate Asian range, and then we fulfill higher, and that's when we took our trade. But yeah, I think overall, if I was leaning bullish, was massive wicks rated and liked the top wick as the target for the day, liked Asia range. I think that's pretty much it, but I think most of my confidence came from lower time frames, especially in New York where I took my trade. But oh yeah, it did come off lower time frame. It just looked like this range just looks incredibly good, and it just looks like one of those king lows in a sense, and this was low resistant, so this was what I saw, honestly. And now, yeah, I do use mostly like 50 minute doesn't even help me anymore, and not even hourly, just out of context really. But in terms of like looking at today's intent, so here it's just like hourly doesn't matter, right? Hourly 50 minute just matter in terms of context if I'm maybe in a higher time frame resistance, which we are in this case. But yeah, on recent PA and on the day's PA, like 50 minute doesn't even matter, honestly. I really like this. It's a king low, and then we build like that very strong range to initiate higher. London open, I think around here, just open, tried rallying but failed and built even more liquidity, which was good. Even this looks good. It just, yeah, and this is voided. So that's why I liked an interesting London just edged off that shit, and we reclaimed. Yeah, we had this huge resistance here around that level. It's like a head and shoulder, I guess. Some things from support and resistance I still use, honestly. And yeah, top of the range just looked very voided. I mean, yeah, it kind of looked like market open, like, I don't know, pretty volatile market open, honestly. 3, yeah, this is Asia open. Does this happen like every night? Oh, here I should check. No, it doesn't happen every night. But yeah, this was very volatile. Why is it not pasting it, bruh? Can you paste the goddamn picture, boy? Paste the goddamn picture. Something's not right. 2 minutes. Saving changes. We'll try again soon. Shut your beachy ass up, you man. Fuck you, man. Let me post this shit, boy. It's weird to explain, but it's hard to read. Sometimes it's hard to read PA like this. I mean, we have our pasted picture there, and yeah, I think, yeah, I now understand why I was bullish, because we had this intent I think pre London. I don't know where I checked charts last, but we had that in London open very late, and I just didn't want to really chase an entry. We didn't look like we had any good entries, just voided PA. Usually when days open like this and we have either balanced PA or either voided PA pre London open, right? Pre London open in Frankfurt, London tends to retrace and we initiate towards like New York, which we did later on. This is where I took my trade. This was a very clean trade, honestly. I think I set my stop loss slightly below here and just targeted the highs. The highs look really good to be targeted, even though could have easily targeted higher. I'm just looking at the first objective here. I'm really not looking at this could have, 1.5, but I don't know if it would have been worth it to leave a runner for another 0.05 hour. So honestly, I think it's just saves the headache. But yeah, instantly as soon as I saw this, I was like, this looked like a very strong higher low. How we had the respections, the high market structure shift, inversion, bullish gap continuation, just looked really good. I did see this and I did expect a reaction from it, which we did get. We got like a crazy break even mitigation. This was a clean trade that I swear to God, I saw DAX here, I think, and I was like, yeah, I'm bullish. And then I opened the chart and I saw this and I was like, yeah, we're just reaching higher. It's just clear, especially off the RMC and just consistently lows failing higher. It's just obvious. Bro, what is wrong with you? What ain't wrong, man? Can I paste? I'm kinda hungry, bro. I need to eat some shit, boy. Yeah, now it works. I think we didn't trade London, so I'm gonna break down London and then look at my trade. London opened very overextended here. I'm just gonna look at context as well, just to, yeah, just illustrate London open, I guess. I mean, London just opened very. At least if we would have seen like a retracement, but it's just so balanced. Frankfurt rally. That's how I would call it. And then we had our draw. RMC, interesting pivots here. Nothing else other than that. London just opened very overextended. I don't think I need to break down that. I think I much rather need to break this. Why we don't take the high? Just because we build it up for New York. That's the only reason. Like, I got edged a lot. Good thing I didn't trade London here, but the short was pretty clean off this. Maybe triple. Oof, that was a very good entry. Maybe would have targeted the lows here, but we would have got an edge. It's double the fucking edge here. I don't know what these edges were like this week. We're probably gonna reach back into that liquidity soon, I guess, but it's so much resistance. The kind of like market structure shift, or the shift in structure, looked very good. I don't think I would have entered. Actually, I wouldn't be scared too short into that balance. So maybe I would have shorted, but I still think it was a little too early. A bit weird with this buy side here, honestly. I cannot say I like that buy side very much, but initiation did look good. Here, if I zoom out, it did look good. And then what it would have, maybe like conservative target, I would have said either this low or yeah, this low. It's both areas we reacted. Both these lullaby needs it's both areas of relevance, so I wouldn't really look to target these lows. Maybe even if we would have like massively stretched maybe the middle of the range. Overall, Asia would have looked easy to take its lowest here. Asia looks very void, a very rangy thing, but in context here, yeah, context changes a lot here. Yeah, Asia looks clean here actually. Just overall very voided. It's a beautiful Asia. YP looks so fucking clean on these pairs, bro. Yeah, they are so fucking clean. Even when they're chow hit, they're so fucking clean. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a break. Journal this. See, it takes a long time. Like I talk about studies again. What is wrong, bro? We'll try soon. Okay. I'm doing a lot of study, right? Yeah, I don't know. My Notion is just fucked, bro. What do you want from me? Is this assigned to work on my app, on my journaling app? Oh, I shouldn't have closed trading view. It was a pretty clean day. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's hard to not let results get to you, especially days like this, because I want to be like, I'm him. I'll be doing this shit, like trading full intuition, having 4 wins and 1 loss for the day is crazy. And I've had these results for quite a while, right? And it's important not to get overconfident. I'm good, but that just doesn't mean I don't need to be looking at charts, right? Because today I just kind of executed hard. I also had an alert here to tap me in this trade and not notify me that okay, we're breaking. This was my confluence, but I just didn't get alerted. I did take this in London. It's been a pretty crazy day. Also with yeah, Nasdaq. This is gonna be an interesting trade to break down. Really, and I decided to trade against resistance. I don't really care about it. Yeah, it's just we kind of reclaimed the buff, so at this point I wouldn't really be worried about it. Maybe if we build in 10 off the Asian lows, but even like this, it's a lot of orders here that can hold high. Bro, one thing that I've been doing a lot is just looking at the orders. Like, it's just retarded not to look at orders because it's where liquidity is in the market. Liquidity was here. What do? We come sweep it, right? Liquidity is here. What do? We play around the whole fucking range. We manipulate, we initiate, right? We manipulate back into the range. We try to raid the highs, then we hold, then we retest the range again. Just a lot of play around the liquidity. We had also clean trade yesterday on FOMC. There's so many opportunities, bro, right now how I'm trading. Yeah, it's pretty nice. There we go. See. Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke, maybe eat something. I'm just almost starving. Keep journaling. I do wanna mostly finish my studies today. I think we had a trade on all pairs. DAX, UK we did. We missed this sadly. US study we did have a trade. Ooh no, my dear, I played almost, but it's just a lunchtime trade and too much resistance. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we had a trade at least on every pair. And also I've been starting to trade pre-market open on Nasdaq, which is honestly not bad. Like having a good move again. Another trade I just executed out of pure confidence. I enter a lot based on confidence, and most of the times it ends up working out. Just like a market open trade, we kind of maybe aggressive to not wait for this. Honestly, but considering the sell side, I just don't think it would have mattered that much. Considering the sell side rate, I don't know if this was me being aggressive. We did see interesting again. It's how much the market cares about consolidations, bro. Yeah, we're gonna see. Oops. And yeah, just so you guys, don't say I didn't catch all of these in case there's someone saying that I'm just putting drawings on a chart when I'm showing you these trades. Yeah, this was like this, and this was a demo trade. Yeah, this is not here. This is here. I got missed. I couldn't take it, but this again. Okay, whatever. This is true. This is true. Sometimes I'm forgetting drawing them, but yeah, it's still good trades that I take, and I do take these trades. For example, the trades today, I took all of them, right? Except this one. This is a trade that just unlucky that I didn't get my notification on TradingView, so this is still a trade I would have taken if I would have gotten alerted. So it doesn't let me delete it. What the fuck? It's locked. Okay, I guess this was a trade I took, so let's just look. I do want to go today. Oh yeah, I had pretty big winning losing streaks on these accounts as well. Oh yeah, this was the latest trade. This was UK with stop loss above here. This was US 30 shorts. Sadly, small profit because again, funded high really fucks my risk, and I cannot risk properly many times. On the US 30 longs that just got reversed on 1 inch of take profit. Then the Nasdaq, my bad. Then Nasdaq buy back to these highs, and then the latest trade, which was on DAX. This was huge because yeah, they were bigger in terms of yeah. But let's just be fully transparent. I can show you. I do have losing streaks as well. Like I have periods of losing streaks when I just kind of crash out. For example, this was kind of valid. I think only one trade it was bad. At least lately on this account, I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of problems mentally and stabilizing stool to my edge. But yeah, these were those trades that really reversed. This was reversed off. This was the very bad day yesterday, where I just got it reversed off 1 inch of take profit. But yeah, still doing fine. I kind of battled a lot with this account. I kind of was like a mini break even, and I think the reason for that is because the prop firm has so many shit rules that it's just very fucking hard for me to not get annoyed at them. But yeah, overall I'm still doing fine. Just kind of went a bit in drawdown. Now will probably fucking fly. It's a matter more of kind of calibrating the system to my mental at this point. And also somehow like it makes it so hard for myself with this prop firm, because only on probably Nasdaq I can risk fully, or it's just I cannot risk consistently. That's the problem, right? It's very hard to do it, because on UK, for example, I can risk between 500 and $800 per trade depending on stop loss size. This was, I think, 800. On DAX I can risk around 1%. This is 0.508 per trade I can risk on UK. On USD the same, 0.508. Nasdaq 1%, and DAX 1%. So I kind of can only execute 1% on two pairs, and that also depends the price. And it's just I just cannot have consistent risk. It's almost impossible to have consistent risk with this prop firm. So that's the unlucky part. It makes it, bro. What? Am I getting hacked? What the fuck? Like R kept pressing. What is this? Or is my keyboard? Yeah, I think it's out of battery, maybe. Or what is happening? Am I getting DDoSed? Yes. Can you still see me? Oh yeah, you can. I don't know what that was, honestly. Kind of weird, but it's just continue our lives. Okay. Excuse that sound. Can I still type? Now my webcam keeps disconnecting. Great. Fuck this. .4. Oh, okay, now it works. Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke and then we're gonna finish harder. Yeah, it's still calibrating. I just removed the rules recently, even though it's not crazy great. It is crazy great because I've been getting shit like this. You know what I mean? Like pretty good fucking trades on a consistent basis. It's just one thing is, first of all, it's just pointless to talk about it. Like I'm just gonna get more frustrated about it, and more frustrated and more frustrated. And it's pointless to even talk about it. So I should just talk about, yeah, the process, not the funded account. And then I'm gonna talk a bit more about funded accounts and how I treat funded accounts, how I'm gonna treat them in the future. And yeah, but we have to journal first. It's not gonna take that much, hopefully. Yeah, let's continue studying fast. I do want to finish this, possibly not spend 10,000 fucking years doing this. So I would want to finish it faster, but yeah, not trying to rush the process as well. You know what I mean? Because studying takes time. I think this is where we didn't need to do this. We need to do this. It's tiring. It's very cognitive heavy, but this is. I'm gonna talk about studying more. I have so much to share. Honestly, that study is legitimately like an anchoring factor. It anchors psychology. You still have to be aware, but yeah, still. We didn't take right. We didn't take liquidity, which is interesting. Fail, I guess. Boom, and then we kind of had the pivot, I guess, or more like the inspection point. I think this was the pivot, and then we would have executed here. Stop loss, it's still kind of like a question mark. Low hanging fruit, and then maybe this low, right? And then we just displace. We just continue displacing. Interesting. We have like these small reactions here, and then we start inversing. This entry looks very good. This entry that we had here. I think it reached into bullish cases, yeah. But again, like it's so risky seeing neither side of liquidity getting taken. Here it was a bit more clear that we're just rallying higher because we had extra confluence. But in the middle of the range, it would have been weird, and we actually end up holding a pivot. Maybe yeah, early New York. I feel like a good trade would have been towards the high, even though I think I saw this, but I just didn't really like the top of the inversion. Here it looked reactive. We didn't really care much about it, but it's still something I would probably skip. And then yeah, off. Oh no, I didn't paste that, right? I knew it. I didn't paste that, but it is what it is. So I'm not gonna redo it. It's just pointless. And I think what's funny is that no one watches this shit because it just feels boring. At least until now. Maybe it's just because I've been inconsistent with social media lately and my streams are not getting pushed. But it kind of is a bit funny that I don't know if people find it boring. Probably find it boring, honestly. Find this boring, most people. But it is what it is. For me, it's not boring. For me, it's what's keeping me and holding me profitable legitimately. That's how I got to this level, and that's how I'm gonna keep going to the worst next. So, pretty much it. We had a very good rally here, honestly. Just very good rally towards like end of session. I think it was around 12 or 12:30 here. 12, exactly 12. Damn, my intuition is crazy. I don't know why I had the feeling this is just 2 hours in London and then towards lunchtime we initiate. We kind of did initiate hard as fuck towards like this end hour. This was valid. I could have traded this if I wanted to. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad trade. The only reason it was like we rejected Asian lows here. And I wouldn't have the level of confidence of just buying at this point unless I at least saw that higher low and that was extra confluence that we're actually not holding this as liquidity. You know what I mean? But yeah. um, end of London, we had a really nice entry higher. Would have normally taken it maybe to retrace within range, but we rejected Asian lows. We didn't take them, and at this point in PA, I didn't have enough confidence. We are not gonna take these lows, right? That's pretty much what there is to break down here. The entry was very good. I love this entry. It looks very clean. It looks multiple reason like inversion. This order block CIZ. How the fuck do people call that shit, boy? I'm like, taskbar is not hiding, you fucking beachy boy. Why is you not hiding? Beach boy? And it's not showing me what is open, bruh. Like, goddamn, like just, oh, okay, now it hit. CISD, I guess you could call it, or breaker. I would consider a breaker. It's pretty decent to be considered as a breaker. We have both of these inversions. Start with the small inversion and the bigger one here at the top, and here we kind of wick that shit. We had two inversions, breaker block, and also market structure shift. So it's interesting to look at. Yeah, this is a very good entry pattern. It's been a while since I dissected so much of entries, honestly. It's breaker, right? It's just a very, very clean breaker. It's also structurally valid high. I used um to kind of look at these and actually have this confluence in every trade I take. I think this is like more like how do I say I MSS, I guess I would say inversion market structure shift. That's kind of like a smart name, inversion market structure shift. And this is just a continuation. We nicely come retest that, we close bodies above it, and then we confirm the market structure shift later on here, and then we had potential to execute. It's a very clean entry. I'm not gonna cap. This deserves to be saved somewhere, I guess, but even without the drawings, yeah, this is just very, very clean. Maybe I can save it in. I haven't used my playbook in so long, bro. Did we have like something with breaker? With breaker, yeah, I guess this is clean. Yeah, this is way cleaner, honestly. And then we just rally. And I can break down lunchtime. I think first hour of lunchtime is like this, and then we initiate. But I would consider probably this as lunchtime. And then we open New York right at that point. We come back, we retest the breaker, interestingly, and this small inversion. So this is why it's important to break down these details, because it just is because of things like this when we see alignment across time frames, right? Bro, I'm wondering one thing. 'Cause I don't know if I saw one viewer until now like genuinely click on this shit, and I was thinking that maybe no, it is public. Oh, 2 views, nice. Nice. Yeah, breaker. We had the middle point of the inversion that we actually end up retesting here. Lunchtime, weird. I would have maybe said we continue off this inversion, but it was too early and we needed to confirm the lower high and then inverse and held here. And then and then we end up starting holding lower and initiating lower towards coming back here, and this becomes a very huge pivot in price where we usually place our stop loss below, and New York just opens kind of ready to rally, honestly, towards these highs, because we do fail the higher low here, which is interesting. So it is interesting, PA, even in lunchtime. I dissect PA, bro. Like many of you guys, we just dissect. I think it's a good word, and that's why I reached the level that I'm at today, because I dissect PA. Where were we? Yeah, I think at lunchtime I look at every single fucking section of price, at least lower time frame. That's what I've been doing for a while. I think that's why now I can trade lower time frames this well, because I just dissect a lot of PA, and I do this pretty much every day. I did it, I think, yeah, I had periods where I did it in the past as well, but now I do it pretty much every day. Yeah, lunchtime, interesting initiation lower, early entry there, before failing the higher low, lower high, my bad, lower confidence and shorting. Then we fell lower higher low, or lower high fall, lower high inversion, good potential entry, target lower, back to the breaker. We end up retesting the crazy precision of that second inversion in London's rally higher. Then we build a very good pivot and open New York just ready to rally towards that recent high. New York, you're big New York now. I kept thinking about this buy. Honestly, I wouldn't be so against it. I did potentially was able to take this. I would have probably taken it toward the high. I could have maybe held higher, but I don't think would have I maintained the level of confidence to like buy. I think generally yes, and we would have had a safe stop loss throughout here. It would have been very, very annoying to go like through these shit. But It could have been held higher through market open. Market open was pretty volatile, so maybe we had the potential. I would have probably pre-market open. I should probably treat these. I mean, the same as Nasdaq, but here we had internal. Yeah, and I didn't look for ranges pre-market open. Could have been a potential trade. We need to delete these because these are not our trades. Maybe. One thing I didn't like was kind of this inversion still, and the pivot is a bit big without seeing extra confluence. I would have, yeah, I would have could have taken this. I think I took some trades yesterday like this. I don't remember exactly one, but I think this was similar to that as well. Except the pivot was smaller, very similar entry pattern. I'm not sure. Normally, yeah, we potential entry straight out the bat here and just yeah. New York potential entry, I guess. I would now break it down. I would just look mostly at this side. This was like our scalp TP. Scalp. I mean, let's stop drawing the fucking scalp TP. And this was like overall session draw. And yeah, we had pretty nice. This was clearly the pivot. We could have executed multiple ways. Maybe, yeah, New York open here, kind of here. It's only if we ended up initiating or trading off this small inversion here, maybe traded. But if we had potential to hold lower of this inversion, maybe. But the high still look weak here. I would still consider that liquidity, so I wouldn't really expect it. I wouldn't choose it. I wouldn't love it so much, but yeah, I would have probably looked to target these highs if we would have taken this TP here and avoid us getting reversed on for market open timing. How should I call this build up? Maybe we reject the high, we end up building liquidity for market open, even though it's DAX. I still think it matters. We did have lack of displacement here, but it doesn't really matter. Like nowadays, I don't really wait for displacement that much, and it's funny. It's even like this. My entries are good if you just focus on the process and really act when you're supposed to and see something good. Displacement is not so important. So, yeah, it was a potential trade here. Optimal. Yeah, would have been forced to target here and not look to hold for session TP, right? Entry, I don't remember if I considered or not. I think I just didn't check it, or maybe was in another trade. Yeah, I don't remember this. Optimal decision would have been to hold for scalp TP, but I can't say I wouldn't be confident in session TP. It's weird. It's a tough call. I don't exactly. Oh yeah, and we had equal highs. We had a lot of confidence. So the only thing that maybe could have happened here is, yeah, look to target, mitigate our break even, maybe to even re-entry here. It would have held. That's the important thing. It would have held throughout market open, but it just would have been so annoying. But this is what it means to have a session TP. This means to have a scalp. Yeah, pretty much. And this is a session based TP. This is scalp based TP. Yeah, that's just it. And in this case, scalp TP and session TP were just very close. So yeah, I think we would have still been fine even if we did that. So let's remove the entry. Would have still been fine, but just hell annoying to go through like 3 hours of PA, honestly, just because of that build up. So yeah, we would have been a bit punished by time. Overall, it would have held because of really good pivot, but it just would have been hella annoying to be in. Honestly, for 3 hours to reverse once, come back to break even, and then rehold. It's a very long trade to be holding. As I said, maybe in really good timing like London Open or some shit, I would hold like this. But in this case, Scout TP does offer decent R, so I'm not sure. Optimally, would have been better to take this and then wait for market open, and yeah, then we trade higher. Then we take that, we reverse, we build this very interesting pivot that I instantly saw, and I really like this gap here. I waited for a bit more confluence because it's generally a gap that um yeah. So let's go back. So let's go 1 minute context, I guess. Trade context. We did have massive confidence go highs here, so we could have had the confidence to hold towards this draw. But in this case, session TP, I would wanna illustrate targeting just to get a bit more clear on what I do. So this was, yeah, like session draw, or that's how I like to call it, and that's probably how I'm gonna call it for now, or where the session's gonna draw towards. Right, and this was scalp TP, and in this case they were just too close where it's pointless to do that. Honestly, it's just pointless. We don't need to be trying to like stretch here. I just don't want to do that. I want to take my TP on the, especially when they're so close. When they're different like this ones, and I then most of the time just based on confidence, on how much confidence I have that price gonna reach a certain area. But best decision in this case would have been just take profit on this and just be wait for market open. Yeah, entry was really good. I instantly liked it. I like equal highs here. Equal highs look really good. We did have the top inversion, but I just didn't care, bro. I just didn't care about the inversion. Really good entry. As soon as I saw these very good rejections, they really caught my eye. So of course outside context they really caught my eye. We had, yeah, pivot that we ended up holding, I guess, and we had really good rejections here. And we had very nice, like kind of like market structure shift, I guess, and this was just I guess the trigger for higher prices, potential react IFBG. I did see that. Just wanted to put that out there and just scalp Sesh. Maybe I could just write it like that because it's just simpler. And candle closure. I think I can write here candle closure. This gap usually is a losing pattern. When we get this very voided gap with a pin bar, it's usually a losing pattern. Actually, I've noticed this a lot, so I actually looked and waited for a bit more confluence. Opened the chart and within 1 minute executed. Really liked what I saw. Liked, first of all the rejections of pivot. There's so much information that the subconscious just processes in under 1 second, right? That's why intuition is so powerful, right? Rejections, nice trigger, nice market structure shift easy equal highs to target, plus overall higher time frame draw intact. Gap was a bit weird, looked like losing pattern gap. That's why I waited for extra confluence like the candle closure or candle behavior and just executed. Gave stop loss a bit of room just in case. Clear case where we take profit on the scalp. Just not worth leaving for the runner, for the sesh. Let's just start calling the sesh, and that's it. And it was pretty simple, pretty crazy breaking from mitigation. Then we just rally. We have like an order block here, and then we just go. This was the most recent trade that I took, or the latest trade in a sense. And then we have UK, which missed me here. Sadly, UK was interesting. We had like very strong, kind of like RMC behavior. It's interesting how FOMC really plays and really uses this type of things, right? We're gonna see I did get like the yesterday's. They were most of my trades just reversed off take profit of 1 inch of take profit. Yeah. And I really started doubting today as this being my first trade, and price pulled back so much of TP1 of scalp TP. I just started doubting, but afterwards, as soon as I saw this, I'm probably gonna, yeah, probably we're gonna break down UK, US 30. It's a very simple Asian trade, and Nasdaq is yeah, a good trade as well with maybe a bit of aggression around this area. I'm not sure about the pivot though. Normally I would have waited for that, but probably because we have deco housing consolidation, it just looked good to keep rallying higher back to the deco high. So this was, it's also like a very interesting session per total. Also around two ranges here. Since why I think this buy was still fine even with the close because we had resistance. We were very likely on reaching here, but we what we do build up, we come, we sweep, and then we go higher. So sometimes it does this. Um, yeah, sometimes it just builds up liquidity. This was a very interesting build up of liquidity. So surveyed. Yeah, this is why I trade pre-market open sometimes because we had such nice liquidity to play around here, and in New York also we had very good IMC here, very good consolidation sweep. It's just so clear that we're gonna reach higher. It's just that clear. Even pre-market open, it doesn't matter. I didn't care. I didn't think it was gonna stall. I did think market open was probably gonna stall for these highs because they're just very strong. But yeah, smoke a cig. I forgot to eat again. Yeah, tomorrow on US 30, I'm really looking at these lower prices. I would want to see this high get low get taken out to me. It's just a lot of resistance. I would want to see a side initiate. Yeah, I think UK we're very likely gonna see buy soon, but again like very strong range here. So probably just looking at like a small idea maybe if we get some bullish PA. When this range is very strong, but if we behave like if we get like really clear behavior, we can reach back into the highs. We'll avoid it, but from here I would be careful. I would mostly look at these and maybe even higher above, but it's just very risky and very you have to be very careful trading around these consolidations because they're very strong. But also this looks like a very strong, very strong low. But it does depend. I would still lean towards sells. Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke, come back, and keep on journaling. US30 is not that much. It's a very simple trade. Nasdaq is a bit more much. Maybe I'm gonna do two trades and leave two for later on because it's already 9:30. Jesus fucking Christ. So I'm probably gonna do UK, then chill, maybe work out and shower, and then do my trades in bed, and yeah, then back to work tomorrow. And yeah, I guess that's it. It's um yeah. This was crazy good. I do remember I wanted to execute here. Didn't necessarily need to wait for this. Maybe a bit overly protected. For being good, both were good areas. Hmm. Would have maybe gotten faked out here. Yeah, I don't think I was watching the chart. I think I was in Nasdaq. So, no. Sometimes, ooh. Sometimes I do get lucky. I think we might have gotten stopped out on these cells. They look better than these in terms of break. Hmm. It does depend. Look what we retest. Of course, the not the first rebalance, but the most pivotal point. Yeah, this one we're gonna clean short because of equal lows. What I like. I usually wanted to execute here. Hesitated because of market open. Let's do UK fast because I do want to take a break. I just got to home from work, stayed a bit, drank a coffee. I think played 2 Iran games. Now studying, and pretty much the day's gone because the study takes a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie. What our context? Alright, the fucking. I try and do it fast. Honestly, I just wanna kind of do it at this point. I don't wanna like go like misinformation, but I wanna do it as fast as I can because I just don't wanna spend more time right now. I will do the other 2 before going to sleep because that's just how like we had like a very cleaner. See here, this range wick mitigation, just intent lower and good gap here. Overall, this low becomes target. Maybe this as higher time frame. I would say this can be session draw and this can be higher time frame. That's what I actually targeted. I did target sesh draw here instead of scalp TP. That's why I got stuck. I think a decent reason why it's finer trading in this consolidation or in this resistance is because of how many mitigations we had. And we had opposing resistance to kind of like battle it off in a sense. High time frame resistance overall our place, but I was just very confident in the shorts. I think because we had so many mitigations of resistance where a lot of orders got cleared, and second is that we had recent resistance built to sustain the move lower. I guess that's it. I will look at maybe recent PA, but again, it's just not so useful to. It's interesting to know, but it's just not that useful. This was our today session, pretty much. So yeah. I would look mostly at today. We had just resistance over resistance, pretty much. We just had so much resistance. We did mitigate. Yeah, this is like a clear pivot. This is mitigation. Yeah, that's why I was confident. We had a lot of mitigation of resistance. This is RMC. Just our base RMC and many other mitigations that we had across um, our PA. Maybe also we struggle because of these inversions. I'm actually not gonna write anything here. I don't think I need to because it's mostly the same PA that I've already figured. Now we get a bit more hindsight on lower the time frame, which is 50 minutes. I don't like to use that much of them, but it's good to be aware, right? This is the short I try to take before liquidity was taken. We just don't build up again, build up mitigation, then we trade. So maybe I shouldn't be trading before liquidity. I feel like if I'm trading before liquidity gets taken, many times we just don't take the liquidity because we come back to take it, and then we, yeah, it's a pattern I've seen recently, but I'm gonna think about that later. One mitigation, this is FOMC. Again, FOMC, I guess, London, which mitigated this gap and this gap, which was clear that we're gonna reach lower. We did react pretty strongly of Asian lows because we had, really strong things that we closed below before London, raided a lot of trend line, strong mitigations, strong delivery throughout FOMC. Interesting, first rebalance formed FOMC, later on mitigated, later on manipulated. Actually, this is pretty interesting because FOMC rebalance, and then we come later on like Asia Open manipulates FOMC higher, and then reinverses lower to continue pretty much. Recent P we did have this inversion. I don't think it matters because that was my point anyways. Not an open candles. Let me remember how I saw the session. I just instantly didn't want to draw higher, and I skipped these buys. This was just a pivot. I don't think I didn't open London Open. I kind of opened it right when we were pretty much around here. Risky, slightly risky because of London lows, and that London lows plus the consolidation ended up causing a pretty huge reaction. We're gonna study once again. I like to paste my pictures once naked, just in case I want to see like the chart naked, and then with my annotations. So this is the FOMC high, a pretty strong high nonetheless, honestly. FOMC high, like it's, even though it's voided, right? It's interesting that we did use it as a gap because of the resistance that we had. Resistance, whatever you want to fucking call it. We also had pretty strong resistance here, an overall rejection block. That's why we struggled in a sense so much to deliver, but we just had too good of a price action with this being the pivot. We do have like London wicks here and a lot of stuff. So I think the reason why we caused out the reaction, we just come back and hold this looks like a very strong bearish pattern, which we're going to talk about later. So context, interesting decision. We have void, which usually I instantly draw higher towards, but we just had so much resistance from previous days PA that it didn't make sense to try and trade higher. London Open manipulates, taps the void, and then just fulfills lower. A bit of resistance on Asian lows and rejection block, not gonna lie, but way more confident in recent resistance, let's call it sell side resistance, because it's on the sell side. London Open is very this low. Oh, this wasn't London Open. Interesting. I thought initially when I looked at the chart now, I thought it's London Open, but I think we had tomorrow's bank holiday. Okay, tomorrow's gonna be an interesting day to trade. We should definitely expect shorter moves, but we're gonna see. Depends. We have very resistant PA towards the end of the week, so we're really gonna be careful tomorrow. Maybe we're really gonna let scalp dictate, but instantly I don't want to be shorting into this range. Just by seeing we have very resistant end of the week. Buy is also not necessarily optimal, so I don't know how tradable. Yeah, I like US 30 shorts. I really like US 30 shorts for end of, yeah, for end of week, basically reaching this new opening gap, and then Monday can just start printing higher again. Yeah, it does look very good for us to be drawn lower for Friday, but we have to adapt, of course. I also like Nasdaq can easily deliver it back to the highs for Friday. Maybe unlikely to happen for Friday, but we're gonna see. Yeah, let's get back to our sheep. And yeah, how I trade. I thought this. Yeah, I was looking at news. We had some claimant. We had some GBP news. We also had like a 2 p.m. What? Wasn't this 3 p.m. official bank rate? And this didn't impact UK at all? Oh, it barely impacted it. Yeah, let's look at this. So we had some news here. This looks like London Open wicks, honestly, and that's how usually London Open wicks or London Open looks like many times. And on DAX UK, whatever you want to call it, this is a very clean buy sell liquidity rate with the instant rejection. It's very clean. Then I saw this inversion here. Maybe could have gotten an early entry. Not, yeah, we could have gotten an earlier entry. Not really. We couldn't have gotten an earlier entry because I would have waited for this like Wix GBP news. I would have waited for this anyway because it's just like a very strong pivot that is gonna dictate what are we gonna do next, and that's what we actually happen. Because first we retesting them and then just we rally and cause that reaction higher. A lot of orders still stuck as well because of this. So also like a lot of orders stuck here that GBP news kind of used to rally higher, and then we just saw the close here. We didn't need to wait for anything else. Stop loss comes above the pivot, of course. Good. They even ended up retesting. Interestingly, this is a good stop loss placement. And that's how I actually look at these cases where we do deep mitigation and hold our pivot, because that really shows us that we could have had like safe spot would have been top inversion, maybe even the wick, but in this case it's just how I usually place my stop losses, and then we just scalp TP. We react hard, very hard of that scalp TP just because of resistance, rejection block. Many areas we end up kind of pulling back very high. Then I saw this intent and I was like, damn, yeah, we might be chilling. Retest here, and then this was like my pivot for continuations. As soon as I saw this, I did know it's very likely that we're gonna fulfill TP. So yeah, pretty beautiful PA. Pretty beautiful. 1 minute. Interesting scenario of GBP news that massively looked like London Open wicks instead of using that London Open area for our idea, which as a pivot, as a pivotal area, we use these London Open, just trade off the pivot of that GBP Frankfurt, rally hard, manipulate, strong rejection lower, and then we inverse pivot, which is my entry. Congrats on good discipline to wait for proper area. Like now I execute so much that I just have to re-anchor and remember to stay anchored on the process. Wait for proper closure, because many times I just execute with so much confidence and I open charts and I already see what I want to see, and it just kind of gets into my blood to want to execute. I also want to journal mentally a residue for the from the past trades. Honestly, already knew I'm gonna feel it and got really annoyed as this happened, especially since I didn't study and there emotional. Basically didn't go anywhere. But then was getting more confident as I saw P form as a big pattern, very familiar for various cases, and also confirmed with that lower pivot. Whew, my hands are hurting, bro. My hands. And then yeah, lunchtime is kind of useless here. I would just look at New York, the trade that I got missed on and that I had an alert on. I maybe didn't need to wait for that alert. I'm not sure exactly. Trade 2 missed. It was a very clean trade that was very down for. Honestly, I did open the chart kind of late and avoided that manipulation, but yeah. It was like very clean. Like we just had equal lows. We had buy side liquidity sweep. Trap. Maybe we can type that. Trap. Come back lower. Normal exec. And then I had alert. It's way different compared to our London entry. In this case, yeah, the London entry was very relevant. Right, it's a very similar pattern that we're gonna look at it a bit later on. And yeah, it's just very simple. There's nothing much to really annotate because it's just clear. I do want to annotate when I'm here more clearly. They'd have both were valid opportunities, so I do want to look at that. I think we should start with the trap. Maybe approach 1 trap, I guess. And it didn't look bad at all, honestly. I wouldn't say it looked bad as an entry, just early and aggressive. But it didn't look bad. I do take entries like this, so I cannot say look bad, right? We had the wick, we had the version, we had buy side. It's just POI that maybe made this happen. Good wick, and it just got stopped out. So yeah, maybe I should do this. I mean, it looked very good. It looked very good as an entry. Looked good. I just didn't take it. I don't know if I would have taken it or not. Honestly, it looked good. I would have maybe executed it. Honestly, the entry is good. I might have executed it. Not gonna cap. Inspection looks good. Inversion, everything we need pretty much. Just lower time for POI. Just lower time for POI is the only reason why we don't leave off this. I would have maybe taken this, but then I would have easily recovered it with two opportunities. The first opportunity that I was actually monitoring, maybe again I shouldn't have hesitated to execute pre-market open. This was not so relevant. It was very avoided. I think I was just kind of scared, and for no reason really. Approach 2 hesitation best. I would, yeah. Approach 2 has best RR hesitation. I'm not gonna doodle on these ones because it's just pointless. Top inversion look good. Wanted to execute, but just was hesitant because of POI. Just useless unbased, and timing right before market open. Fix or conclusion, I guess. No reason to be hesitant. The POI was very meaningful, and market open is usually not that volatile, and especially since we already made the manipulation higher of early sellers, we didn't need to do it again, so market open can just displace the so one zone, second zone just doesn't matter, it's too weak, and two, timing is countered by earlier manipulation. That's what I would call it. It's that simple. And the second, which was my approach, and then placed the Lord on, I just got missed. Okay, like yeah, it's fine still. This trade is completely fine to take if I want more yeah, more confluence, I guess, in terms of timing. Market just open like here, market retested, opens, and then yeah, approach 3 safest. Here had alert initially, trading view just didn't pop it. Good trade per total, best in terms of execution, really. I wouldn't call, yeah, in terms of timing, both are good in execution, but this is just safest, so that's why I would call this good in execution. Obviously good, best in terms of stats is this, which is way crazy R, but in terms of confluence it would be this, right? It's just, that's it. And then I did see, and this should see a potential short continuation, but I just knew these consolidations likely to hold higher, and we did. So that's it. And alone, I'm gonna journal this US30 short, which is not big at all. I'm just gonna highlight that for you guys. It's just buys. I was open to both biases. I didn't really care about where we are in the range here. I just cared about lower time frame. And just saw on here, I didn't trade. I didn't like looking higher yet. I just didn't like structure. And then I saw this very good pattern, which I was like, okay, like now after like these two rejections, if we close below, we're just gonna reach back into the lows. It's so clear, and we just finished this trade in like 3 minutes because yeah, it was just, the edge was there, right? And yeah, that's it. And did I break down? I did break down the last DAX trade, and then it's also like Nasdaq, which is where, yeah, I need to study a bit more about liquidity and build-ups. I feel like it was not a bad trade, but I can expect highs not to get taken, especially when we have sell side. So maybe I can target smaller, and yeah, that's pretty much these two trades I'm gonna do alone because it's just too much right now, and I don't want to keep this trade going. But yeah, this was a good day, honestly, good day. We're gonna see how tomorrow goes. Tomorrow we have to be very careful because it's just bank holiday, and we are in generally very resistant PA. I don't want to look generally at indices and how we're gonna initiate, especially US30. I like shorts. US30 I like buys. Nasdaq, UK. I'm really basing myself probably a lot on lower time frames, and for DAX I'm looking at buys. I'm really not looking at all to trade against this consolidation. It's probably one of the weirdest consolidation and widest consolidations I've ever seen, honestly. So I do want to be trading with this resistance back towards the highs. DAX is not that bad, honestly, to look to trade higher. And yeah, we're gonna see like this middle point. We're gonna retest it later on. But yeah, Forex, a lot of volatility today. It was a good day for Forex. FOMC, we did reach this low. Didn't matter. I don't think so. Right now, cannot really trade Forex because of the current problem. The breaks where it moves differently, definitely, and that did definitely raid the highs. It's way, I don't know how to explain them, bro. Like in this case, it just fucking displaced a lot of volatility with barely any retrace in the structure. But yeah, this actually failed. I feel like I can't fully explain it, but the P is just different in the sense at the base it is the best, but It is the same, but I just like it to see some more nowadays. Honestly, they just print more. Look how much Nasdaq prints. They just print way better, even with the latest periods, which was very kind of very high resistant. It's still fine. Yeah. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, it crashed again. Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at lower prices. I don't like buying Bitcoin. I just like buying Bitcoin from now on. But I am indeed expecting to just draw lower. Maybe back to the this week. Maybe the bottom of this. This is I guess it's a pretty important point. This would be optimal. Like buying Bitcoin in 50K is just gonna be optimal. It's just gonna be best. And I do like Ethereum reaching lower. It's a pretty strong level, this level that we're in, but I do want to see us come back lower, and this is just the optimal greatest fucking buys ever. If we sweep this low, it's just perfect. XRP already starts to look good. It would be good soon, but I do prefer Solana rather than XRP, but it looks bearish as well. Yeah, Solana, they're all setting up for very good buys. The only thing I don't like about Solana is this high. Looks very strong, so I don't think we should care about it that much. We shouldn't really care about resistance that much. So I don't know. We're gonna see. Microsoft was down lately. Maybe see these lows come back here. Decent buy. Gold crashing again. Interesting. Oh, it's been crashing for a while. That's good. Actually, it's first time seeing like a decently sized downtrend is so long. And yeah, I would buy gold as well. Yeah. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna watch this, but I'm a bit salty. I'm not gonna lie that no one's watching the stream. But yeah, I hope you found this useful and get like a hindsight or not get a closer view on how I reached this point first of all, and what this is just the number one habit, like what trading profitably takes and what trading with the type of results that I have, like 3 4 wins and 1 losses in a day. You need to do a lot of fucking work to be able to sustain this level of execution and win rate. You just need to do it. The responsibility is bigger because it's harder to do. Right, so I pretty much have to do these 2 3 4 hour sessions where I just journal. I just have to do them. I love the doing them as well, but I just have to do them because it's my responsibility, because it's what really keeps the results that I have. Honestly, it's not trying to trade differently or trade with a safer stop loss. It's just studying more. Honestly, it's weird because it's an action, right? But yeah. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Thanks for all my 1,000,000,000 viewers, bro. Like, guys, stop, bro. You're making me want to stay longer, bro. Stop spamming the chat to for me to stay longer, man. Stop. Yeah, but these are fine, bro. These are at some point someone's maybe gonna find something useful. Just look at this and just realize, like, damn, this is what this guy's doing to have this level of results. This is what he's been doing for the past 4 years. Oh, no, you know what I mean? Because it looks so effortless. Because I just see a chart even with the dash rate. I just open my charts on this instantly executed, like instantly, because it's so fucking in my blood at this point that it's just so in my blood, like in my being, these patterns that I'm seeing and trading at this point. But yeah, gonna keep going. Now it's more about the mental side and staying focused on the process. Cause yeah, it's very easy to get caught up in a 4 win 1 loss day. It's very easy. But yeah, I'm gonna see you